Today I'd like to offer a chair yoga practice. Chair yoga is a form of yoga that's accessible to a wide range of people, and it can be practiced almost anywhere that you can sit. You can do it while sitting on a chair, or you may also practice it by standing, using the chair for support instead. You'll want to find your chair that you're going to use, and then we'll sit in that chair and adjust your position so that your feet are firmly planted on the ground. We'll start with centering breath work. You want to engage your core to help support your lower back. And to what feels right for you, lengthen the spine, letting your hands rest comfortably at your sides or on your knees. You can choose whether to use the back of the chair for support or not, whichever works best for you. You can select any breathing technique here to use. And while you breathe, notice which places in your body that you might be able to soften and release some. Maybe the shoulders drop away from the ears, or maybe your jaw softens. Keeping the chin tucked in towards the chest slightly, so the neck is in a neutral alignment with the spine. Now we'll take 5 to 10 breaths. We'll start with neck rolls and half circles. If you can sit even taller in your chair and drop your chin towards your chest. Taking a breath in, and as you exhale, move your right ear towards your right shoulder. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, rolling your head forward and down. Continuing through the center, and taking your left ear toward your left shoulder. At your own pace and breath, you want to take an opportunity to rotate your head in a half circle. Now we'll practice 5 or 10 more deep breaths. On to vertical shoulder rolls. After you return to a tall seated position with a slightly tucked chin, inhale and elevate the shoulders to your own degree. As you exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. Repeat this breath and movement several times. Now we'll practice 5 to 10 more deep breaths. practice cat-cow. From a comfortable seat, rest your hands on your knees, looking down at your belly button. Inhale, then round your back and exhale like you're blowing out a candle. From there, begin to inhale and reverse that motion, moving your head up, rolling your shoulders back, and arching your back so your chest moves forward, all while filling yourself up with your breath. Now we'll repeat the cat-cow 5 times. For the upper back stretch, we'll bring the palms to touch in front of your chest so that your hands are in a prayer-like position. Gently rub your palms together in a circular motion. Notice the sensations in the hands and the heat generated from this movement. After a few breaths, bring your hands back to stillness. Take a deep breath in. Interlace your fingers together. Turn your palms out and extend your arms away from your body as you exhale. Notice the stretch in your upper back. After a few breaths, reach your arms above you to any degree that is comfortable while keeping your fingers interlaced. We'll practice 5 to 10 more deep breaths. Now we'll practice overhead arm raises. Returning to your original seated position with your arms extended straight down at your sides. Inhale and stretch your arms straight out to the sides. And continue the extension so that your arms reach over your head. The hands can touch at the top of the movement or stay apart. Try to keep your chin slightly tucked to avoid creating any tension in your neck. As you exhale, release your hands down to your sides. And repeat this motion several times. Now we'll breathe deeply again, 5 to 10 times. Now we'll move on to the seated gentle twist. Inhaling, raise your arms above your head. As you exhale, lower your left arm down so your left hand lands on your right knee. Dropping your right arm so that it drapes around the back of the chair for a gentle twist to the right side. Staying here for a few breaths, using your inhales to help you lengthen the spine and exhales to guide you a little deeper into the twist. After a few breaths, bring your hands down back over your head on an inhale. And as you exhale, repeat the same movement on the other side. Now we'll practice 5 to 10 more deep breaths. From your seated position, with both arms straight at your sides, grasp the seat of your chair with your right hand. Inhaling and extending your left arm straight over your head, reaching toward the sky through your fingertips. As you exhale, you reach to the right with an extended arm. And feel free to bend your torso as you wish. And after a couple of breaths, let an exhalation bring you back to center. And exhaling your left arm down. Now repeating this on the other side. And now we'll take 5 to 10 more deep breaths. We'll practice arm swings next. In this seated pose, keep your arms at your sides and extend towards the floor through all of your fingers. Let your arms be heavy but relaxed. And swing your right arm forward while your left arm reaches back. Simultaneously, we'll release both hands and extend the left arm forward while the right arm reaches back. Repeat this movement several times to help release. And if you like, you can also shake out any tension in the shoulders. Now we'll take 5 to 10 more deep breaths. Now we're going to practice crossed arm raises. Sit in a tall seated position with your hands at your sides, bending your right elbow, and take your right hand in front of you to your left shoulder. Then bringing your left hand over the top of your right arm to your right shoulder. If it's uncomfortable for you to grab your shoulders, simply rest your hands anywhere near them. You may choose to imagine that you're giving yourself a gentle hug. And on an inhale, lifting your elbows away from your chest and up, and coming to a level that's comfortable for you. Exhaling and lowering your arms back down to your chest. You can repeat this motion up to 5 times. And then we can switch sides. This time you'll bend your left elbow and take your left hand in front of you to your right shoulder. And bring your right hand over the top of your left arm to your left shoulder. Repeating this motion up to 5 times. Now we'll breathe 5 to 10 times. Finally, we'll practice the single leg extensions and hip opener. From your tall seated position, you'll want to engage your core by pulling the belly button in and slightly up towards your sternum. Resting your hands on your thighs and extending your right leg out to an elevation that is comfortable for you. Now you'll rotate your foot at the ankle to the right. After a few breaths, rotate it in the opposite direction and hold for a few breaths. Then you'll bring your foot back to center. Point your toes straight out in front of you. And then flex your foot. Point, then flex. Releasing your foot and drawing your right knee in towards your chest. You'll clasp both hands around your right knee to squeeze the knee a little closer. And release your knee and rest your right foot or ankle on top of your left knee. If resting your ankle on your knee doesn't feel safe, cross your right ankle over your left shin. Your right hand might rest on the inside of your right knee, and your left hand might rest on the inside of your right ankle. Sitting tall here, take 5 deep breaths, and then returning your right foot to the ground. Now repeat these movements on your left side. You'll have your left leg extended out in front of you and rotating the foot at the ankle and then rotating it in the opposite direction and holding for a few breaths. And bringing your foot back to center, pointing your toes straight out in front of you and flexing your foot. Point, then flex. Then releasing your foot and drawing your left knee in towards your chest. Clasping both of your hands around your left knee and squeezing the knee a little closer. Releasing your knee and resting your left foot or ankle on top of your right knee. If crossing your ankle over your knee doesn't feel safe, feel free to please cross your left ankle over your right shin. With your left hand might rest on the inside of your left knee, and your right hand might rest on the inside of your left ankle. Sitting tall and taking 5 deep breaths. Now we'll breathe again for 5 to 10 rounds. We'll want to close this practice by coming back into a comfortable seated position. You may let your hands rest on your lap, or you may choose to bring them into a prayer position at the center of your chest. And choosing a breathing technique and staying focused on your body for at least 2 minutes. Gently ending this rest by returning to your natural breath and bringing some subtle movements back to your extremities. We'll sit here with relaxed breathing for a little bit. And taking a moment to reaffirm your intention. You can also bow forward if you choose. And feel free to sit here as long as you like, enjoying your relaxed breathing and noticing how you feel.